Superpowers Batwing, the toy I wanted since I was a little boy and never got. Let's talk about it. This is the McFarlane Toys Batwing for the new Superpowers line. And I grew up in a time that was just seeing the end of the Superpowers line. I was born in 1984, and I am just about to be 39. And in 1984, the Superpowers line was still a thing. I remember having, or rather, it was still enough of a thing that I had a couple of toys. I specifically remember them. I had a Superman. I've even told that story on here. And I had a Batman. And I had a Firestar, if that, or Firestorm, or I can't remember his name all of a sudden, but he's the dude that his hair is on fire, and he has all the atomic powers and stuff like that. He can like rearrange matter and things like that. I had him, and I remember having a couple other odds and ends here and there. But by the time I really got into toys, He-Man had already done its course, and Ninja Turtles was the big thing. And as I started kind of functioning in that area, like really wanting action figures all the time, there were a couple of different things that really dominated my toy life. I've actually done a video on like the top 10 toys that dominated my life, and Batman was one of those toys. In fact, I remember being a little too young to really appreciate that first Batman movie, but I remember going and seeing the second Batman movie in a drive-thru, and it blew me away. I absolutely loved it at the time. I really did. Not to say that I don't now. I still love that movie. But after kind of seeing Batman Returns and getting into things like VHS, being able to continually watch things that we've already seen before over and over and over again, that was part of me becoming like a movie fanatic. I love to have physical movies. It's just a thing that's never really died for me. One of the things that I absolutely loved was watching that original movie and seeing that 1989 Batman over and over and over again. And I remember continually telling my dad that there was one thing I loved. This. I loved the fact that he had a plane, that he flew, that he shot the guns, that he flew up in front of the moon. And you got to see like the bat signal, and then like he kind of came back down, he flew. It was mesmerizing. I thought the plane was like one of the coolest things he had. Sure, everybody loves the Batmobile, but Batman had a jet. And I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. And I guess we're coming from the same era that saw things like Star Fox and SWAT Cats, so maybe there was a little bit of influence there. But look, I remember when I finally got one. My dad bought me a Bat-Jet from the Kenner line. And it was not this at all. It was very different. It was more almost like a long cockpit, and then you pushed a button on the back and the wings came out. And it was kind of cool and everything, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. Not to say that I didn't appreciate it, not to say that I didn't love it. I played with that jet all the time. I thought it was one of the coolest things that I had. But I remember always sitting in the back of my mind thinking, where is the jet that I wanted? Where's the Batwing? Where's the plane? Where's the bat jet that looks like a bat? And it just never showed up. Or rather, I never got a chance to actually find one in the wild and buy it. Not when I was growing up. Then, a little while ago, the Superpowers line comes back out onto the market, which I was not expecting at all. I wasn't paying attention to any news about it and didn't see it coming at all. Completely floored me. One day I walked into a Walmart, turned around, and there was the old Batman and the old Superman right there on the shelf. The only two figures that were there at the time. And I said, are those the same ones I grew up with? They were not. They were not. The Superman was very close. And the Batman was Batman. And did have a retro feel, but the capes weren't quite right. And their feet were kind of close together. They stood kind of more, stoic-esque, very close feet and everything. And from what I'm seeing with the Wonder Woman that's coming out soon, it looks like that's being fixed, that they're going back to that wide stance even now that they're, you know, so they're going back to the wide stance and everything. But they released 2 vehicles with this line. One was a Superman punchy thing, and one was this. And this is what caught my attention. Because I bought the Batman, I bought the Superman, and I said, this is my chance to get the Batwing I always wanted. And now, I got it. I'm all grown up, and I finally got it. And I cannot wait to see what this thing is like. Let's open it. So for those that are interested at all, let's first kind of get a look at the box. It is a standard box. I wouldn't say that it mesmerizes me at all, but I will say one thing. It feels like, and let's try that again. Come on, focus. I cannot get it to focus on this box. There. There. Wow. This very much looks like an old style toy. You gotta hand it to McFarlane here. This really does feel like a continuation, not a reboot of the line, and not old toys remade. This very much feels like they took the Superpowers line from where it left off and did a whole new wave. The Batman that they released is not the Batman I grew up with. It's basically, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Batman from Hush, pretty much. And it's the more modern day rendition of Superman. And currently, it has characters like the Batman Who Laughs, which is very blatantly its own new age thing. And the new Wonder Woman that's coming out looks like she's based almost an amalgamation of an older Wonder Woman and the new, more modern Wonder Woman. And I'm really liking the idea that this is a Superpowers line continuing from where we left off. If I had to make a complaint about that, it's that I feel like the other thing from this that I really want is I really want that Batmobile, that old Superpowers Batmobile, so maybe I'm going to have to go for a toy show in order to find something like that or order it offline from somebody that's willing to part with it. Otherwise, I'm not really going to get it in this line. At least I don't think so. By the time we get to a Batmobile, if this continues the idea that they're running, it'll be a more modern idea, more something that already exists in the modern comics today made to look in the Superpowers idea. And that intrigues the crap out of me, but also makes me really kind of wish that we were getting that Batmobile, and I don't think we're going to get it. At least not in the way that I want it. Anyways, went over the box. I think I really love its retro design, because if that's the idea they're going for, it really does feel like they hit the ground here running. This is a solid design. It absolutely captures the idea they're going for. This is the next wave in the Superpowers line, but still exactly what you remember. And that is an absolutely astonishing balance to hit this many years later. Let's see this thing. All right, there it is right out of the box. It's just a simple little plastic cover here, and I imagine we'll pop it right out. I'm sorry about the noise that's about to happen, but here we go. Could have been worse. Could have been worse on the noise. And there it is. Yes! There's a little switch down here. I'm not 100% sure what that does yet, but let's push it, shall we? Oh! Oh! It's got a little grabby thingy. It's got a grabby thingy. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I'll be honest with you. I thought I was going to push that and the wings were going to come down. That's what I thought was going on. But no, looks like they just fold out. That's solid though. That's really cool. Yeah, this looks like a retro toy. It 100% looks like something retro. It has just enough detail that it looks, I'll say well crafted. It looks well crafted, but you can look right at it and see that it's a new, it's an old style toy. That is really cool because it really hits a balance here that I was just, this line is kind of amazing. I mean, it really is. That blue color that's very reminiscent of the kind of Batman toys that I would have had from the Superpowers line. That really matches the Batman of its time. They have a single piece of tape here, and I'm going to try to take that off real quick so we can kind of look in on the cockpit and everything. I really don't like that they have that tape there. I'm really going to be honest with you. I could have done without that tape because it feels like really sticky tape. Not a fan of that idea at all. Could have done without the tape. But there we go. I think I got it. Put that down there. Not bad. I'll have to work a little bit on the residue at the bottom here, but it's not enough that it's going to cause any kind of a problem. Now I want to see inside of this, and it feels like this is a button. So I'm going to push it. Oh, that came up way faster than I think I was expecting, but it came up. Like, it really popped open. That was... Goes right back down. Okay, now it just releases, and it's not quite as jarring, but wow, it really came up that time. It has a bat-shaped steering wheel. You can see that in there. Let's see if we can get that focus in there. It's got a bat-shaped steering wheel in the cockpit, which that's about ridiculous. But that is really cool. There's like some stickers and everything in there that look really cool and kind of give it that effect and everything. But let's see here. Let's see what it looks like, shall we? Here's the Batman. And just like I said, this feels like a Rush type Batman. Or Hush, sorry. It feels very much like the Batman from Hush. Or maybe it's a Jim Lee. Maybe this is a Jim Lee style Batman. I really would need to see the package again to be sure. But let's move him into place here. Get him to sit down. Because remember, this was a big part of the line back then. Was the idea that you could get vehicles and play sets and things and have more with your heroes. So let's move his cape in and everything. Let's get him all set up. There's his arms and everything set in there. His cape is really, I really don't like the cape, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, and he looks good in there, man. His hands are very much, his arms are very much like an old style toy. So he's in there, but he's definitely not actually flying because his arms just do this, and he's just like kind of banging on the he's banging on the controls more than he's doing anything else. You want the truth of it and everything. But that is really solid. And then we'll close him in there. Oh my. This cockpit piece is kind of a pain if you want the truth of it. I'm not sure that I'm in love with that. It feels funny right here. And I'm trying... I don't want to feel like, I don't want to force it. So maybe I got to push this down a bit or something. I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It doesn't feel like it wants to close properly. Let me push that. Push this maybe. I don't know. Push that in. It's really fighting me. I mean, it's, that feels wrong. I don't know if something messed up in it. Let me take him out. I doubt he's the problem. But, oh, wow. Is mine funny? Did mine break? I think mine broke when I pushed the button. Oh, wow. That sucks. Oh, sad day. I think it did. I think it literally broke when I pushed the button. You see? It even came out. There's the little plastic piece right there. Oh, man. Sad day. Well, how's that for you? How's that? A million good things to say, and in the end... the little plastic tab is broken and mine doesn't work. And that is so sad. It is so unbelievably sad. well, I guess that's this review until I either get a new one or something of that nature. Well, I got it in there just now. I took this other little piece of the plastic out and I got him in. Let me put him in here and let me close it. And that's what he would look like in there. So it still works as a cool display piece, but I was not expecting it to break just like that. Wow. This is a cool toy. But you saw it. All I did was push this button right here. It popped up and that little tab right there broke. And my Batwing is already broken. Cool display piece for the shelf, but my dealie will never quite work the same ever again. Wow. I have the Batwing. Cool jet. Still happy. Shocked, but happy. Later on, guys. Wow. Wow, what a review. Okay, so on a final note, before I get out of here, because I know what just happened was crazy. I took a day, was about to edit the video, and then I was like, well, hold on. And I played with it for a little while here and there, just kind of messing around with it, and found that, yes, that little plastic tab did break, but it doesn't seem to have affected it that much. In terms of what I'm going to do with this is just a really cool thing, okay? I'm just really happy to have something like this, and the pinchy, which, by the way, I think that's meant so you can like fly in and like grab a guy, but it reminds me of the balloons, when he took all the balloons. Anyways, look, you push the button, it unlatches, it lifts up, it still stays there. It's solid. You can see I'm pulling. I have to literally like twist it and kind of move it at an angle to take it out. And yeah, the tab did break, so it comes right out now if I really want to angle it and everything. Because the little thing right here is what it is. Let's see if I can get it. See, there's a little thing right there. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get off the camera here for a second. I can't show it off at all. There it is. See, so there's the little tab right there and not right there now. But really, you just slide that into the side, right like this, and there it is. It's fine. And it sits there. It'll have no display problems whatsoever in terms of me. So I don't even think that I'm going to buy a replacement, because there it is. I push it down. It locks in place. It's not coming off, so the tab here still works, and the tab here still works. It holds it all in place. It's not really a deal breaker. It's still exactly what I wanted, and it was 30 bucks, and I'm not going to take it back. I'm not going to replace it. I'm not going to go out of my way. I could even really fix it. I kept the little orange tab. I put it over here, so there's like a little orange piece. So I could even fix it if I really wanted to go out of my way and like glue it. I'm not mad. Don't get that impression at all. It's fine. It's honestly fine. I am happy to have it. And the cool thing about it is I can display it multiple ways, because the wings go up, and I can display it like that so it can sit on the shelf, or I can find a spot which is really open and take the wings down and display it. Or maybe I might even be a way, there might even be a way, I don't know about this, this would be rough, there might be a way to kind of hang it somehow like that. I don't know. I think it might be possible if I took string here and here and kind of went up around the back of the wings and then kind of went up to a point and put a tack or something somewhere. I could probably even hang it as if it was flying straight down or something, and that would be cool too, because it would be fully displayed. Look, for 30 bucks, even broken, even with what happened, this is awesome. This is the Batwing. It is from the Superpowers line. It very much looks like it belongs in the Superpowers line. It very much fits the Batman that they currently have in the new Superpowers line. And like I said, I love the idea that this is not a relaunch of Superpowers. It is a continuation of Superpowers, allowing us to see a lot of figures that never existed in Superpowers, or a lot of figures that already exist in new, more modern ways, but modern retro ways. This is a brilliant line. It really is. There's going to be some cool stuff come out of this. I honestly believe that, and I'm legit looking forward to seeing what they do as this goes. If they decide to continually put into this, because you don't know, this could be something that they do 1 or 2 waves and then he backs off, but come on, McFarlane Toys, I hope these things are selling as well as I hope they are, because they're pretty cool, and I think we've only scratched the surface of some really good, really, really good ideas. And if we keep up with this vehicle thing, who knows what kind of cool stuff we're gonna get. I'm hoping though, come on Batmobile, come on Batmobile. I know I'm really pushing that idea, but I want a Superpowers Batmobile that I don't have to pay $300 for or something of that nature. Personally, if you were asking me, the Batmobile from Superpowers, unless you're talking about mint in box, the Batmobile from Superpowers, even in good condition, even with the windows and everything still intact, I personally feel like that's a $50 thing. I don't care that it's old. I don't care that you claim it's rare. I'm telling you, on a personal level, I would maybe go up to 60 if I found it at a toy show and it was sitting right there in front of me. But personally, I would not charge myself. I would not charge over 50. That's just the way I see it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and whatnot, and if you feel like you can get more and you feel like you would pay more, that's you guys. That's how value is determined. Anyways, Batwing, added to the shelf. Very cool. I'm out.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.